Prison dormitories do not look like college dormitories, where everyone has their little room and a common area. Instead, prison dormitories look like this. People packed into rows and rows of bottom and top bunks. I was actually really lucky, because when I finally went to the dormitory after 18 years in a cell, it was going to be a big adjustment. But a few years prior, they'd had security issues and human rights issues that caused them to limit the number of beds in the dormitory. Because when I was in, used to have 96 people in it, then they had to move it down to 82. The security issue was, with all those bunks, there was no line of sight for the officers who were in the booth. So guys could be in the middle, they could be fighting, they could be doing drugs, they could be doing whatever. So all the bunks in the middle, they lost their top bunk. The human rights issue was around amenities, because you had all those people packed in there together, then you had one microwave, you had 4 phones, you had 4 shower heads, you had 4 toilets, you had 4 sinks, so there basically wasn't enough to go around. And it's all relative, because when I first got locked up, I couldn't imagine that I was going to sit in that jail until I made bond. Then I went to my bond hearing and they denied me, and I realized I was going to be sitting in that jail for years. Then people had told me all these good and all these bad things about prison, and I didn't know what to expect. And I got there and I was like, okay, I can manage this. There's a cell, the door locks, like I'm away. It sucked to be locked in the cell 16 hours a day, or at the first place 22 hours a day, but I knew I could manage. And after all those years in a cell, I knew I at least had some privacy, like some room to myself, some of my own space. Going to dormitory was terrifying. But then, after time in that double bunk, back to back, side to side, I remember thinking, man, if I get one of those middle bunks, just a single bunk in the middle, like that would be a little bit better.